All right, here we go.
All right.
Ready? Thinking of warmer weather, Miami Beach, and Super Bowl, and just...
That's not warm weather, but okay.
What?
Super Bowl's not warm weather, right?
But it's in Miami.
Oh, it isn't?
So it's which is warm weather. That's why I said I think warm
I
up
don't know.
Miami
I
Beach.
just thought you said a random, but that was unnecessary. You have a slap fight this whole time. Yeah.
Oh,
you think the kid? Yeah. Draw.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. Nothing. This is I may mention this later on in the episode, but yes, we will.
Cool. Well, speaking of tonight's episode, so as many of you know, this weekend is a big weekend in professional sports, like it is every year. It is Super Bowl weekend and Super Bowl Sunday coming up this Sunday. Unfortunately, for the first time in 3 years, or 4 years actually, our beloved New England Patriots will not be playing in the Super Bowl this year. Shed a tear. You know, raise a glass. This year it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs representing the AFC going up against the San Francisco 49ers going out representing the NFC. But you know what? The show must go on as we always do this time of year. We are going to do our official Super Bowl 54 preview. That's right. We're going to break down what we know about the game. We're going to break down what we're most looking forward to in the game. And obviously, with a Super Bowl preview video comes Super Bowl predictions. So we're both going to sort of put it all out there on the line and sort of make it known who we think is going to win Super Bowl 54 this Sunday in Miami, by the way, which is a lot warmer than it is here right now.
And it's also a classic Will Smith song.
Welcome to Miami, bienvenidos a Miami. But anyway, so Kyle, obviously Super Bowl weekend, always a fun time of year. Just sort of give us your just sort of overall thoughts on the upcoming Super Bowl, and as we are just a few days away from it now.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, it's not one of the most exciting Super Bowl matchups. I was actually kind of hoping the Titans would have gone up there, because if the Patriots, if any of my home teams are just not in the lineup at all for the Super Bowl, I usually root for the underdogs, but in this particular case, I don't know, are the teams like technically underdog teams, or
no, not really, because like San Francisco was the 1 seed in the NFC, and Kansas City was like the 2 seed in the AFC. So it's like nothing. I mean, there's an underdog in the game itself, which interestingly enough is San Francisco. But like in terms of like real underdog team, no. Tennessee was really that. Of course, like I said, they got knocked out in the AFC Championship game.
Which is too bad, because if they were in the Super Bowl, I would have been all in on that team, you know, because it would have been really cool, seeing as they haven't really, I don't think, been to the Super Bowl very often, if not at all, right?
They've been once before, and that was back in like '99.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty okay about it. I don't really have any specific sides myself. What about you?
I'm excited for it. I mean, obviously, I would like it better if the Patriots were playing, as always. But
wouldn't we all?
I mean, I will say this, is that I'm very happy to see a former Patriot backup quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, who now, of course, is starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, getting a chance to play in the Super Bowl as a starter. Now, he has been in a Super Bowl before. He was backup in one of the Super Bowl wins back a few years ago. But now making his own mark in San Francisco and helping lead the 49ers back to the Super Bowl, and I'm very excited to see what he can do. Obviously, it's going to be a good quarterback matchup. I feel like him versus Patrick Mahomes, who just has the ability to constantly make something out of nothing and just really, do it through the air, do it with his feet, whatever the case may be, really what sort of the true dual threat, quarterback that, is what we've sort of come to see out of him over these past few years. And so I can't wait for the game. I mean, it's always a fun time, even if, like Kyle said, even if your team's in it or not. Don't have to really stress out as much this year because obviously the Patriots aren't in it. Even though you would obviously take that stress over, the Patriots not being in it any day. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun and should be a little. We'll have to see who comes out on top, obviously. But Cal, the next question I want to ask you, knowing you, is that what are your sort of expectations from the Super Bowl, sort of from entertainment point of view? Because obviously, you look at different things. You look at like the national anthem, which is Demi Lovato this year. You look at the
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You look at the halftime show, which is J-Lo and Shakira. You look at the commercials. So just from an entertainment point of view, what are your expectations? What are you most interested or excited to see, and what are you looking for on Sunday in that regard?
Well, all right. So, So I guess I'll start off with the musical performances because I feel like that's always some of the biggest aspects of the Super Bowl outside of the football aspect of it too. But I'm sure Demi Lovato is going to nail it in the national anthem. I have no question about that. So I'm sure that's going to be awesome either way. I don't know her as much as a singer. I've heard a couple of songs on the radio from her, so I'm sure you guys know her way more than I do. But I'm sure she's a great singer. As for the halftime show, J-Lo and Shakira. Woof! Okay.
Yeah. Bring the Miami Heat.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know what songs they're gonna play. At least like current wise, I haven't really kept up with their songs, but I'm sure they'll put on a pretty interesting show. Is it just gonna be those two? Or are they gonna have like any random special guests come in?
I mean, you never know because sometimes there'll be surprises thrown in there, but right now it's just those two.
Yeah, that's good. And because last year I think what was it, Adam Levine last year?
I think yes, it was Adam Levine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I just don't care for him. I not that I'm sure. I'm not trying to knock him, but I feel like he just had the biggest. Oh, okay. Anyways, I'll stop. No, I'm.
Rare.
Okay. I think he has a big ego. That's all. I don't know if he's a mean person or not, but he just seems like he has a huge ego. So I'm glad to see at least like a different kind of Super Bowl halftime show, which will be, I'm sure, will be a little better than Adam Levine's. Oh God, no more balloons and shirtless Adam Levine with all the tats and everything.
Oh God, yeah, that was interesting last year seeing that.
Yeah, of course, all the girls were like, "Oh no, it's Adam Levine." But it's just like I feel like I'm sorry that guy's ego couldn't even like the Super Bowl Super Bowl stadium couldn't even contain an ego. I'm sorry. But no, anyways, I'm really curious to see how the show is going to be. And as for the commercials, one thing, I love how I think this is some of the best commercials of the year. I feel like right,
yeah. No, I mean, for the price they pay for it, they usually everybody brings their A game when it comes to Super Bowl commercials. Because I mean, it does cost like $2 million for like a 30-second ad space. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but no, they definitely bring their A game. I've already seen a couple sort of trickle out there that have been pretty entertaining. So we'll see the full slate.
It should be good. I'm sure there'll be a lot of good ones from like Geico and Allstate and all those other insurance companies too. I feel like they really
Budweiser always seems to do good ones. Yeah.
Yep, Budweiser. a lot of the alcohol or a lot of the beer, I think companies and the insurance companies always like come in swinging. I just hope that they don't like get too preachy with like all the mess. Like sometimes like the messages get a little preachy. I feel like, and the commercials take themselves a little too seriously. It's like I get that, but I kind of wish they could like dial it back a little bit. Just kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's like it's a Super Bowl, guys. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, a lot of times over the past few years, we've seen some companies sort of get into trouble for going sort of overboard with the messaging of Super Bowl ads. People just sort of watching the Super Bowl just to sort of enjoy themselves and watch football and watch the commercials for the fun of it. They really don't want to see these like over the top like preachy political, whatever you want to call it, advertisements. Yeah. So stick to the good stuff, the fun stuff.
Yeah. Save those commercials for every other part of the year. Just for the Super Bowl, just guys, please, have fun.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, just always an exciting time, and I think it's gonna be a really close game.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a really exciting game, and so.
So you're right. That is actually kind of a cool aspect when you have two teams that are that close in like their seeds and everything. Like they just like, I think that's a good. You're right. It could prove to be a really solid matchup. So
we shall see. And now it is time for the official On a Couch Talking Sports Super Bowl 54 predictions. I don't know why I did that with that particular cadence, but it's all right. I'm trying to build it up a little bit, but no, it is time for us to put our money where our mouth is, so to speak, and make our official predictions for Super Bowl 54 this coming Sunday. Kyle, you want to kick us off? No pun intended.
I mean, I'm gonna say. Sorry, remind me again. This because I just don't follow like the other teams that much. Garoppolo is on which team again?
San Francisco.
Oh, he's on the 49ers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go 49ers in this one. I don't know what it is. Like that was actually, even if he wasn't, I was just curious about. But I don't know. I'd say 49ers. That's just kind of my pick. So.
Cool. Well, guess what? I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with the 49ers as well. I just, Jimmy G and, I think San Francisco's had a great year, both sides of the ball. Kansas City will put up points. There's no question about it. Patrick Mahomes, I mean, just the ability he has offensively. But I feel like, just down the stretch, I feel like the 49ers will make one or two more plays to get done. I think the Super Bowl trophy will be going to the Bay Area this year. I think the 49ers get it done. So, but as always, gotta wish best of luck to both teams. Have a great game, and don't worry, folks. We will for our next episode be doing a Super Bowl recap. Episode. So we're taking a look at the game itself, but also, as Kyle and I were just talking about the commercials, the performances, just. Oh, the whole 9 yards. Again, no pun
breaking it down.
All right. So now it is time for Robbie's final thought. And this is sort of a bit of an emotional final thought, I guess you could call it. That obviously this was a very tough weekend, this past weekend in the pro sports world with the just absolutely mind-boggling and tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, one of 9 people killed in a helicopter crash in Southern California. And first things first, I'm sure I can speak for Kyle when I say our thoughts, our prayers go out to all the families and friends of people that lost their lives on Sunday. It's just mind-boggling. Kobe was such a tremendous athlete and such a tremendous player, really revolutionized the game and was just this worldly figure that, even if you weren't that big a basketball fan, or even if you were from another country where basketball wasn't as big, you knew the name Kobe Bryant. It's just that type of star and person and image, and to have him be gone like that, it was interesting. 'Cause, Saturday night, LeBron James actually passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list, and Kobe sent him a tweet, saying congratulations and stuff like that. And to less than 24 hours later, have this happen. It doesn't even seem real. Like, I literally, when I first heard about it, I remember I thought at first it was a joke. Like, I couldn't fathom the fact that, he actually was gone from this world, and his daughter, 13 years old, right in the prime of her life, so much left to accomplish, and you feel for his wife, you feel for their other kids. I know they just had they have a 6-month-old at home, and you feel for the families of the other victims. I know one of the other victims was a gentleman that actually, interestingly enough, used to be a coach in the Cape Cod Baseball League, and was like a scout in the MLB for a while. I think he was like a college coach now, but it's so sad and it's so tragic, and there's still a lot of information that needs to come out, but nonetheless, he's going to be missed, and like I said, to his family and to everybody, our thoughts and prayers are with you, and stay strong, and I know there are tough days ahead, but just know that you have a lot of support behind you from people across the street, and people across the country, and people across the globe. So rest in peace, Kobe. A lot of respect to you, even from a Celtics fan who grew up rooting against you all those years. A lot of respect. Rest in peace. So.
Well said.
Thank you. So, to sort of brighten things up a little bit here, I'm now going to turn over to my esteemed colleague, Kyle, with a little review for us. I know he had a device in his hand earlier, which is going to play some role in that. So, Kyle, take it away.
Yes, so for my review today, I wanted to review a system that I had just gotten recently. I found it a really good deal. You can still get them used and online and stuff like that, or at your mom and pop local gaming shops. But this one's called, I have a PSP right here. So I don't know if any of you know what a PSP is. It's a classic. Oh, look at that. You can get the. Oh, look at this right here, Robbie. Look, we're on the PSP screen.
Whoa! Because
of the reflection. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're watching ourselves watch ourselves.
Exactly. It's like Watchception right now. It's crazy. It's a great little gadget. So this system's actually, this came out back in, I want to say, like the mid 2000s. It was kind of the direct competitor to the Game Boy and like the Nintendo DS. Nintendo was always like the way ahead in the handheld market, and I mean they still are. They have the Nintendo Switch and they had the 3DS and everything. But honestly, this system I think is very underrated. So this is actually you see the size. The screen was actually the screen size was pretty big for their time. The graphics, while not as good as like a PS2 or PS3, was still good. It wasn't that much of a step under. It's just a nice little portable gaming system you can take wherever you go. It's got the charger and everything. It's got the volume. And one of the cool things it's a very old, so I'll show you how it works actually right here. Sorry, I'm just going to do a little close-up over here. So this is the back of the PSP. So what you got to do is you got to open this thing here. And boom. That's what's called the UMD disc right here. Pull it out. Oops, and there we go. So this is so you can plug any game. So I have Star Wars in here. Very good game. I'll talk about that another time. But this is the way the discs look like. They're these kind of clear CD quality discs on the background. They're actually covered by this like kind of protective case here, which is kind of neat. Like, it's less likely that they'll get scratches on these things, which is kind of cool. So you just pop them in, and boom, you just play, and you can just play CD, not just games actually, but you can watch movies on this thing. They actually released a lot of movies in this format. So if you wanted to get movies like Kill Bill or I don't know, like Disney movies, I think they may have released a couple of movies. I gotta look it all up, but it was for a while. It was the way to watch portable movies before downloading on laptops and everything. So a little history lesson for you guys. So yeah, it's a pretty cool system. It's I mean, you see the button layout. It's got its right there. It's got its basically the regular PlayStation shaped buttons over here. It's got the D-pad right over here and the little joystick. The joystick's kind of like this flat thing over here. So it's cool. You a lot of the games that came out on PlayStation 2, Xbox, you could play on this. So if you wanted to play Madden, they released a whole bunch of Madden, PGA, NBA, all types of sports games on this, and you can take it on the go. So yeah, cool little gadget. So if you can find it at a good price, I highly recommend it. I don't think it's a super must-have for your collection, but if you're like me who likes to kind of collect a lot of video game related material, or a lot of video game related, material, anything, then I highly recommend getting PSP.
All right, cool. Thank you, Kyle. As always, get that PSP. As they say in PSP, let's get that PSP. No, I'm just kidding. So, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. If you have a Super Bowl prediction, comment with your Super Bowl prediction. Tweet it to us. Facebook it to us. Instagram, whatever.
Email. Or send it on my PSP, guys.
And if we get any correct Super Bowl predictions, we will read. Listen to this. I'm literally just doing this right off the top of my head right now. We will read your name and your prediction live on our next show. Again, if you predict correctly and if you get a correct prediction, comment with I can't speak. Jeez. This is what I called ad-libbing failures. No, if you comment with the correct prediction, we will read it in our next episode. So that's why you should comment. Blow up that comment button, and
there you go.
Blow up the like button too while you're at it. I hear YouTube people say that all the time. Smash the like button. Smash that like button. All right. So that's going to do it, like I said, for this week's edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. And until next time, he's Kyle. I'm Robbie. Signing off from the couch. We're freezing our asses off. We'll see you next time on the Couch Talking Sports. Bye, everybody.
Bye.